execute, save to win. Play for, make breaks, one must always score. If it hurts, the game breaks, we'll get you, double it up, put on more steam. Protect our kickers, our quarterback, our lead, our ball game. All obstacles, block, cut, sides, through the games after this win it. First year game, we're here for the first May. Can everybody keep it every 6 minutes?
Rocky Top!
Unbelievable place. Great university. Knoxville's unbelievable city. Great people. The passion for football is even greater than I thought it would be. And man, Neyland Stadium, I said it, a couple of years ago, and I still think it's the best football experience for a college football fan or a player in the country.
The culture that Hype and everyone has created in this building, it's been phenomenal on teams, and we're only going to continue to be better. And the standard around here, I've said it before, I'll say it again, standards to be the damn best. And we're never stopping.
Just go win them all, man. I say that. Our team goal in general, just win the East. So we're focused on that. But we're taking it week by week, one opponent at a time, and just being the best each week, each Saturday, being the best team on the field.
Virginia named Tony Muskett as their starting quarterback. How quickly do you dive into the tape, and what do you know about him?
Yeah, we're getting to it, and we had a chance to watch him, I believe, at Monmouth. I believe I'm saying that correctly.
Oh my God, we should leave it at that.
Do you remember when we fell in love? I remember, don't worry. Do you remember? I remember how it all began. How could I ever forget? It's the first time. Do you remember? I can feel it. I can feel it. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. I can feel it. I can feel it. I can feel it coming in the air tonight.
Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. It is game week. It's go time. It's time to talk some Tennessee football. Got Tennessee, Virginia coming up on Saturday, man. I am so excited. This is the damn crossover that you have all been waiting for. You've been asking for the Tennessee Trinity, myself, Sports Talk Jay, BVD. We're going to be doing this thing every single week. Saw somebody in the chat saying, is Sports Talk Jay streaming this too? No, he is not. We're going to be on a rotation, but don't you worry. We're going to let you guys know where we're going to be every single week. Special Monday night show this week. The Wednesday after the Virginia game, we're going to be on Sports Talk Jay's channel. 12 o'clock, noon. It's going to be a lunchtime live stream. The following week, we're going to be on BVD's channel, and then we're going to be right back here on the Talkin VAWLS Network. So we're going to rotate every single week. We will let you guys know where we're going to be. I'm going to get these guys on here in just a second. I'm fired up. I'm excited. I'm ready to talk some Tennessee football. Somebody in the chat, or you guys have been talking in the chat for the last 2 hours. I saw two people having just a full-blown conversation. I love it. I'm here for it. But, man, I'm excited to talk some Tennessee football with these guys. And somebody said, Boogie, weren't you just live like this morning? What are you doing? There's never enough content. There's always Tennessee football to talk. Let's see who's in the chat. We got Noah James in the house dropping those custom Talkin VAWLS emojis. We are on a Hater Appreciation Day membership drive. Hit the join button. That join button down below for $1 a month. That's it, $1 a month. You can become a member of this channel. If we hit 20 memberships tonight, we're going to give away a free T-shirt to somebody in the chat. So get those memberships in. See who else is in the house. John Brooks is here. Says everybody is a fan of Big Ball Daddy. I'm a fan of Big Ball Daddy. I'm a fan of what BVD does. He dropped a great video right before we went live. Make sure you go back and check it out. Slim is here, also praising BVD. Adam is in the house. What's up, Adam Huckabee? Good to see you dropping those custom Talkin VAWLS emojis. Let's see who else we got. Angry Titan is in the house. Joey Carroll is here. What's up, Joey? Let's see who else we got. Man, Matt Zimmerman is here every single time the red light comes on. Tina Saltz is here. Says Natty. Y'all, Coleman Johnson says GBO. Guys, come on in. Smash the thumbs up. Let's get things rolling. Share this thing out. Tell your brother, tell your aunt, your uncle. Put it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Let Tom know over at MySpace that we are live. We've already got 200 people watching live. Chase Tidwell drops $1 super chat. That's an entry fee. We appreciate that, brother. Johnny Appleseed drops a $2 super sticker. I'll take that as well. Appreciate that donation. Joey Carroll for $5. Appreciate that, Joey. Dorfy, does the conference become one next year with Oklahoma and Texas joining? Does the conference become one? What does that even mean? Why do I never know what you guys are talking about? Does the conference become one? I don't know. I don't know if it becomes one. I'm so confused, Joy, but I appreciate the $5. Parker Townsend for $5. Said it is football time in Tennessee. Yes, it is, Parker. Also, Aiden Stills becomes a member of the channel. So let's keep track of it. We got 19 memberships to go for a free T-shirt. So I've got a note down here. 19 memberships. We'll make it happen. We will get a free T-shirt out. Come on, we can make it happen. Adam says we need Sports Talk J emojis. Maybe we do. Tina Saltz drops a $5 super chat. Appreciate that, Tina. It is not a female Angry Titan. Stop hitting on Tina. It is a man using his woman's account. So calm down, Angry Titan in the chat. Enough talk, enough shill. Appreciate the super chats. Keep those rolling in all night. I am very grateful for those. But let's get the Tennessee Trinity rolling. BVD, Sports Talk J. What is up, boys? This is the one we've been waiting for, BVD. We've been waiting for this one for a couple of months. I think this has been in the works. It's go time, man. Go time.
It's been a while, Boogie. We've been talking about this for months. I'm so happy to be here with you and my guy, Sports Talk Jay. I'm sure he won't mind if I say the J stands for John. It also stands for jamming, just like the Tennessee Vols are going to be doing this year. I'm ready.
What's going on, Jay? Look, you're like me, you guys. You pump out content all off season. We talk football every day of the year. Jay, how excited are you to finally get to game week where we can talk about football?
Yeah, I think everybody's real excited right now. Having Virginia is a great warm-up game for us. I mean, I know Virginia is not where they typically are, but having it in Nashville, it's kind of a home game for us, and it'll get us off to a good start, I think. And it'll give a nice little test because they have a pretty decent defense. And that'll be a good test for Joe Milton and get some confidence going to follow up after that Orange Bowl MVP performance that he had.
It's going to be a fun night. We're going to talk Tennessee football. We're going to talk a little expectations, what we're looking for in 2023. We're going to take a look at the depth chart. Coming up in just a minute, we're going to listen to Josh Heupel's comments from the press conference. Noah James for $2 says Dorfy. Appreciate that, Noah. Thank you for the super chat. Joey Carroll dropping a $5 super chat. Says, I meant, does the East and West go away? What happened to the pods? BVD, what do you think of that? I think they are just going to one conference, right? Isn't that like there's not going to be an East and West? It's going to be like the top two. Whoever's the top two in the standings are going to go play in the SEC championship. But I think the SEC championship is going to go away too, ultimately.
Eventually, it's looking that way, Boogie. I mean, if you listen to what some of the talking heads are saying, in just a matter of years, it's going to be just like the NFL. And we'll have some sort of several team playoff system in place, and there won't be a SEC championship anymore, which to me would be sad. I mean, if you look at me and Jay's age, there was a day a long time ago where there was no such thing as an SEC championship game. Now we've got it. Now we're all used to it. Now we love it. And now they're talking about the day may come when we don't have it anymore. What the heck's going on here? You know?
What do you think, Jay?
Yeah, I think that would be crazy. I definitely East and West go away after this year, and it becomes just one division. But I think they'll continue on with that. There's way too much money in that ACC championship game. The viewers and the advertising that goes on for that. Plus, they'd be taking away a game, which that's the last thing they want to do now that they're paying the players. You know, the argument was always, well, you're making the amateurs play and they can get injured and all that. Well, they're kind of pros now. So we'll see.
Let me hit this super chat from Knoxville Predator Catcher for $10. Appreciate that, brother. What's better than winning week 1? Florida losing week 1. I pick Utah's defense in fantasy just for this game. The only thing is Utah, was it their quarterback? I can't remember. I think it was their quarterback. Somebody's banged up on that Utah team, and I think the line went from like 7 down to like 3.5. So I'm excited to watch that game on Thursday night. I've debated doing a watch party and live streaming it, but BVD, you say you and Jay are old. I'm old too. I go to bed early. I don't know if I want to stay up till midnight watching Florida play football, but I'm debating it. I'm thinking about it. I think Florida comes out of that with a L as well. Tyler Pollock for 10 says, Boogie, I know you already do your best to get ball club members, but there is something else we could do to help NIL. 3K, thumbs down, open to ideas in the chat. Yeah, I mean, I'm an affiliate of Spire Sports Group, of the Volunteer Club. I promote it at the right time. I don't try to over push it because I think there's a lot of people, especially if you go to VolQuest and the message boards, that are over the top and they're aggressive. And they say, if you don't support the Volunteer Club, then you're not a real fan. That's not the right approach. And I honestly think that Spire made a mistake with some of the people that they made affiliates, because what you're saying is, you get X number of memberships, we are going to give you a kickback on that. And that's what happens here. Try to find the right times to promote it. But if somebody comes at me on a message board and says, if you don't give to Spire Sports Group, you're not a fan, I have no desire to be a member of the Volunteer Club. So I think that hurt them more than helped them. BBD, what are your thoughts on that NIL, just that super chat in general?
Well, I can say this much. We've been giving to the university our entire lives. Now, it may not be directly through Spire, which is the big thing right now, but I know myself, if I had just a fraction of the money back that I've spent on UT stuff over the years, I could retire a happy, rich man. To answer your other question a few minutes ago, I think Cam Rising's out for Utah, but I'm with you. I don't want to spend any more time watching Florida play football than I have to, unless, of course, they're losing. And then it's fun times. But yeah, the three of us together, we've contributed to this university our entire lives, as probably the 200, 300 people that are in here watching us right now.
Look, people that spend their money pay my bills, right? Whether it's super chats, memberships, whatever it is. I appreciate the support, but I always say regularly on this channel, if you can't afford to give, don't give. Like, don't pay me. Don't send me a super chat and then not be able to afford the light bill, right? So when I see these people out there that are affiliates, and I use that term loosely, of Spire Sports Group, and they're so aggressive, I think that's a turnoff for the Volunteer Club. Jay, any thoughts on like NIL and their approach?
Yeah. Nobody wants to be pressured like that. That
right.
Doesn't go over well. But volunteer fans are very generous, and so I think that'll play out well over time. But yeah, I don't care for the pressure routine. I'm not big on that. As far as the Florida game is concerned, I'm going to watch the crap out of that. You're right about Cam Rising. He's had that ACL injury from last year, and he may or may not start. And even if he does, he's not going to be 100%, because when you come off that ACL, it really isn't until season 2 that you're 100%. So then they may be down to their third string quarterback because their backup guy's got a problem too.
Yeah, I think that's going to factor into it. Look, I've said it a million times. I look at the Vegas spread because they didn't build those buildings by losing. They know what they're talking about. They have inside information and connections like you wouldn't believe. And when the spread dropped from 7 to 3.5, I take that into consideration. Sid Alexander becomes a member of the channel. Thank you, Sid, for the support. Appreciate that, brother. 18. We need 18 new members. I want to give somebody a free shirt. Been trying to do this the last 2 live streams. Thank you, Sid, for that support. We'll get there. I promise we will get there. Nicholas for 5. Been watching Jay since he started. I want him to know how proud I am of his channel. His channel has grown, and the sky is the limit for you guys. I tell Jay that on a regular basis. He's on the hustle. He's on the grind, doing things the right way. Look, people try to stir up drama between the three of us, but guess what? The Tennessee Trinity is going to come out on top. Thank you, Nicholas, for the donation. We appreciate that, brother. Logan Brandon for 5, late again, but I am here. New tier, new handle, GBO So ready for some football. Love this panel. Thank you, Logan, for that. Parker Townsend for 2. East-West going away helps us get more SEC ship. I think the restructuring probably will help Tennessee in the long run because maybe you don't play Alabama every year. Maybe the schedules get a little bit more even. Tina Salts for 5. Boogie, what do you think about our freshman DL? This is Leighton, not Tina. Just want to hear your thoughts. Freshman defensive lineman. Guys, let's man, we're 15 minutes in and we've not even started the topics yet. But let's talk a little bit about the freshman defensive lineman. I'm excited. I'm excited that Tim Banks, a couple of days ago when he met with the media, specifically mentioned David Hobbs by name. He also mentioned Caleb Herring by name. This defensive line, Jay, they're deep. They're deep. We've got some upperclassmen in Roman Harrison and Tyler Barron, seniors that we're not talking about because we're so excited about James Pierce. We're so excited about Joshua Josephs. We're so excited about David Hobbs. What do you think about the young freshman defensive lineman? You think we see some run this year? I think hopefully Saturday against Virginia.
I think you'll see David Hobbs because with it Elijah Simmons is going to be out for a little bit, and so we're going to probably need that inside. And of course, you got the fella from Arizona. His name slips my mind. That
Omar
was a transfer. Yeah, Omar. I think you were going to see a lot of him all year. And so I think the interior is where we're going to see some guys, especially Hobbs, who my understanding is he's already a Hoss. And I think we're going to see a ton of Arian Carter, a bunch of that young man. Now, I know he's not defensive line, but
still a freshman that's going to he's not just – I mean, he's in the 2 deep, but he's going to contribute. I think it's going to be – you're going to see 2 series with Keenan Peely and Aaron Beasley, and then you're going to see 2 series with Elijah Herring and Arian Carter. That's what Brian Jean-Marie, that's what Tim Banks, that's what they want to do. You're going to see a lot of Arian Carter. But BVD, what do you think about the freshmen on this team? Take it like Jay did. Just go across the board, freshman.
Well, like you guys are talking about, some of the seniors on this, and I know you said talk about the freshmen, but some of these seniors that we've been seeing, we've been watching for years and loving what they do, they're going to have their work cut out for them this year to keep these freshmen at bay. Arian Carter, that's a guy that I'm looking forward to seeing play this year. You guys talk more than I do, more than I could ever talk about recruiting and the new guys and who's going to be starting, who's coming in, who's going out. And I know you ask about freshman, Boogie, but I've got to tell you, the guy that I'm looking most forward to seeing play this year, 2 guys, Keenan Peely, can't wait to see what that guy does in an orange and white uniform. And probably my next best guy would be Herring. 2 guys that I can't wait to see wreaking havoc on the defensive front this year. I think we're going to be exponentially better than people think, especially just the average fan. The average fan just assumes that Tennessee's defense is garbage and we're going to be bad this year. But I think people are going to be surprised by what Tim Banks and this coaching staff has put together.
Yeah, I think this defense takes a huge step this year. And people say what they want to say last year. I've been preaching the narrative. Eric Kane has been preaching the narrative. They improved from year 1 to year 2 by 7 points per game. That's huge. If they can take another step in year 3, and then you look at the depth, man, that's something that Tim Banks keeps talking about. Heupel keeps talking about. The young guys on this football team, you look at the depth, the sky's the limit. And man, we're going to get into it. You know, I made a video earlier saying, why not us? Why not now? And you look back to last year, right? And it's like, even me, my prediction was 8-4, and I thought that was a solid prediction. Tennessee goes out and wins 11 games. And here we are in year 3, and it's just like battered ball syndrome. 9-3, boys. 9-3 is my prediction. Why not us? Why not now? We thought 8 wins a year ago. We won 11. Now we're saying 9-3. Why not 12? We're going to break down the depth chart. We're going to listen to Heupel's comments. Maybe I will just flush Josh Heupel's comments down the toilet, and we will just continue to talk Tennessee football because you guys are running this thing from the super chats in the chat. We appreciate the support. You guys are so generous. Crystal for $10 says, Dorfy, don't forget we're doing free shipping on all Talkin VAWLS decals and stickers on the Etsy shop. Hashtag Talkin VAWLS Pride. Appreciate that, Crystal. Crystal, and I don't know if he's number one Negaval or number one Sunshine Pumper. He changes his name every week depending on the circumstances. But they wanted to do Talkin VAWLS decals, and I said, you guys run with it. You've got my full permission and blessing. So if you want Buck Fama decals, you want the State Pride logo, you want anything and everything, the link is in the description where you can go check out those decals. So shout out to Crystal and Negaval for doing that for us. Parker Townsend for 2. First touchdown predictions for Jay and BVD. That was a conversation we had this morning on the morning show. Who's going to score that first touchdown? Sports Talk, Jay, we'll throw it to you first. Who scores first for Tennessee?
Oh, I think it'll be a running back. I don't know. Boy, it would be nice if it was Squirrel, though, for about a 60, 70-yard one. But I would think it'll be a running back by committee. It'll be whoever they hand it to.
Come on, which one? You got to pick. You can't say by committee. You got to pick. Only one man can score.
And you can't pick my guy either.
Well, who's your guy?
I'm not going to tell you.
Don't tell me.
You guys, I think Jay's going to say the same dude I said this morning. Who you got?
Jeez.
You're going running back. So who's the starting running back?
I'm going Squirrel White. I'm going Squirrel White.
Calling it
I almost went Dante Thornton. I'm going to go Squirrel White on a long bomb, 65 yards.
What do you got?
I'm going out on a limb. Squirrel.
That would be great to see, Jay. 65-yard bomb right out of the gate would be amazing and awesome to see. I'm going with probably not such a popular choice, but I'm going Cam Seldon.
Really?
I just got a feeling that maybe we get down inside the 10 and he gets his shot. Why not? You know, I think that dude's going to be he's going to make some plays this year for us. I'm convinced. Just from what we saw in the spring game, why not? Let's go with Cam Seldon.
I was going to go Jalen Wright, but I'm going Squirrel to be a little bit.
Pick, wasn't it, Boogie?
But isn't it funny though? Like you say Squirrel White, but you're also saying Dante Thornton. Those are two slot guys, and I know Thornton's, he's got some versatility. You can play outside, inside, but I think ultimately he's going to be a slot guy. And you're arguing with yourself, which one of these slot guys am I going to go with? Running back. Is it Jabari Small? Is it Jalen Wright? Which guy? Like, that's the beautiful thing. BVD's going Cam Seldon. I think we're going to see a lot of Cam Seldon in week 1 and week 2. I think we're going to see a lot of these freshmen in week 1 and week 2. And that's the beautiful thing, because we're going to go out and beat the brakes off of Virginia coming up in just a couple of days. We're 5 days away. Like, they suck. They are awful. I laugh, man. I laugh when I read the comments saying, Boogie, we got to focus one game at a time. We got to dial in. Brother, I can be talking about the color of my grass in the front yard. It does not matter what we think or what we talk about. I don't have to be dialed in for Saturday because I'm not playing football. This football team needs to be dialed in, and I think Josh Heupel is going to have them dialed in. So what we talk about, discuss, and get into doesn't matter. Negaval for $2. Thank you for the super chat. Says, get these guys some emojis, Boogie. I can do that. Both of these guys make me look so Bush League. Like, you guys and your logos, you look like freaking professionals. Meanwhile, mine is so generic. I could probably get those. I'll make a note of that. I'll get some emojis added for Jay and BVD so you guys can play with those in the chat.
Kevin Gentry helped us with that. He's a former architect at the University of Tennessee. Well, he was an architect for 28 years. I'm going by memory of what he told me. And he does graphic art, and he just was watching my channel and sent me some stuff. And then he sent BVD some stuff, and it was not me doing it. I can promise you, I couldn't do the stuff that he does.
Yeah,
and I think BVD would say the same thing, but it's Kevin Gentry.
My stepbrother does everything for me, and he does a great job. Like, he designs all the T-shirts, like everything. But I just said, draw up an emoji so I could do this right here and turn my camera off, right? And that's perfectly fine. But when I'm using it for a thumbnail, y'all look so much more professional. I'm going to have to fix that. Ryan Miller for 5. Love the content all three of you create. Keep it up, fellas. GBO. That's the perfect time to plug, man. You guys go. Make sure you're subscribed to BVD. Make sure you're subscribed to Sports Talk J so you don't miss out any content. There is enough cake for all of us to eat. BVD's got some fun stuff planned, man. The press conferences, stay tuned. I'm going to stay on. I'm going to ride this dude over here, and I'm talking to you, BVD. I'm pointing directly at you. I'm going to make him do something fun this season that he used to do in the past. Of course, Jay's killing it, drops videos all day, every day. So make sure you sub those guys up. Jenny for $5. Thank you for the super chat. Can't stay on. I'm on lunch. Just wanted to say hi and go Vols. Been arguing with LSY. Oh, wait, what? LSU, UGA, and South Carolina fans. Yeah, on Facebook, they are on my nerves. I mean, you guys know what I think about Georgia fans. They're the worst of the worst. There is no worse fan base than Georgia fans. I mean, should I play the clip? I mean, you guys know how much I hate Georgia fans and why it's taking me so long, because I'm trying to find the clip. This one right here. I don't believe there are good people that pull for Georgia. I think they're all terrible, ugly, disgusting human beings. I think it's just that no, there are no good Georgia fans, Eric. There are none. No good Georgia fans. She comes back with another $2. Says, I love sports talk, J2. Well, I didn't see her mention me and BVD by name. But she came back and threw a little extra love for Jay. I'll allow it. I'll allow it. Chatsworth for $5. Thank you for super chat. Tried to sneak in here for free, but a big mean looking guy said you have to pay or you can't stay. Go Vols. Appreciate that, Chatsworth. A lot of people sneak in here. Sometimes we allow it. Sometimes we don't. Gate City Blue Devil. That's a BVD guy. Says D. Williams for the first touchdown. I think Coach Jay said that this morning in the chat. How good would that be? This Tennessee defense comes out first, 3 and out, punt, D. Williams house call. I'm here for it, Blue Devil. I would absolutely love that. Parker Townsend for another 5. Danico Slaughter pick 6 would be a great tone setter for the season. Somebody else in the chat this morning said Wesley Walker. I'm here for a defensive touchdown right out of the gate. Knoxville Predator catcher for 10. I think Milton is the biggest variable to success of this team, but who else could be that guy that decides the season? That's a loaded question, BVD. Who take Milton away? Obviously, there's a lot on Milton's shoulders. Who else? One guy on this team that could decide the outcome of the season. That's a loaded question. What do you got? BVD's on the spot. That's tough. I don't have an answer.
It is a loaded question, and the obvious answer is Nico Iamaleava. But I think, look, Joe Milton's got the weight of the world on his shoulders right now, whether he's feeling it or not. I mean, if you look at him in the Clemson game, he'd have a 3 and out, and look at him on the sideline. The guy looked like he just won the freaking Super Bowl. So he's uber cool Joe, you know, and all of that. But if we lose Milton, I think then the focus shifts on the defense, and then we could be looking at oh God, my name. I might have to pull up the depth chart because his name just left me. It's a guy that we talk about all the time.
You talking about quarterback?
No, I'm talking about defense, a defensive lineman. And I know, you know, you lose your quarterback, then obviously somebody's got to step up at the quarterback position. And I think, yeah, Barron, that's it. That's the guy, Jay. Look, I've said this a lot this offseason. It would not scare me one bit if our third string quarterback ended up, I don't want this, but it wouldn't scare me at all if our third string quarterback ended up taking the snaps for Tennessee this year, because he's been in the Heupel system forever. He looked great in the spring game. I get it at the spring game. But I think he's comfortable enough in this system that he could do good things for us. Now, obviously, there's nobody in the chat or in this room that wants to see that happen. I think we all want to see Joe Milton have all the success in the world. But I don't think we're hurting behind Joe Milton. Just saying.
What do you think, Jay? One guy, the season rides on their shoulders, and it's not Joe Milton. Who is it?
I think it's got to be a defensive back, doesn't it? It's almost got to be, because and the guy that I'm thinking of, get to him here. Oh man, let's see.
I know you're not talking about Haddon.
Wesley Walker.
There you go. That's a good one.
I think he might be absolutely critical. You know, he's a safety, but that guy might be really important to us. A great safety can make a huge difference in a game. So I'd probably go there. I don't think I'll go Jalen McCullough. I'm not down on Jalen like I know some people are. They're kind of feel like he takes bad angles, but I think he's pretty solid. I like Slaughter. I don't know. We just need something in the defensive backfield to work out this year.
What about Andre Turrentine? What do you
I
guys
like
think about him?
That's a good one.
Do you think he can push Jalen McCullough? Because, I think the thing about McCullough is his speed. I think everybody questions his speed and his like you said, his angles. But you're talking about upperclassmen. Is Tim Banks going to be stubborn and roll with upperclassmen, or can a guy like Andre Turrentine come in like him and Wesley Walker? I think those are two dudes that, and similar to Joe Milton, like I've been singing Brent Hubb's praises for saying, Milton came in year one and had a couple of months to learn the system. Same thing for Andre Turrentine, gold jacket, green jacket. I don't know the difference. I don't know how to say his name. Wesley Walker. They came in as transfers, right? And they were good additions. And when they came in through the portal, you're talking about their versatility, where they're going to end up. Is it star? Is it safety? Now they've had a full year to learn the system. Now it's time to contribute, Jay. Now it's time. Does Andre Turrentine and Wesley Walker kind of push some of these upperclassmen? It's the same for the defensive line. Does Joshua Josephs, James Pierce, these young dudes push Tyler Barron, right? Do they push what's the other upperclassman? Man, we're struggling tonight. Tyler Barron, Roman Harrison. Do they push those guys? I think Andre Turrentine's one that I would add to the list.
I like that pick. He was he transferred out of Ohio State, right?
Yeah.
He played some good ball last year at times. He looked pretty good at times. He's talented. Maybe he gets comfortable in the system and they have more depth. And, look what Aaron Beasley did. I never thought Aaron Beasley was going to be a great linebacker. He was always getting pushed around. He was out of position. And then all of a sudden last year, man, he started coming on. And by the end of it, he looked like a world beater out there. Totally different. A lot
of people putting Beasley in the chat. I'm excited for Beasley, but also Peely and BVD. You were talking about Keenan Peely a little bit earlier. What really fired me up was hearing Tim Banks talk about him. Or no, it was Heupel. It was Heupel. His interview with VolQuest, and it's like they asked him what he was getting, what he knew he was getting, versus what now after camp he's discovered he got. He's like, I knew I was getting a leader, a veteran guy that was going to come in and be a leader for this football team. What I didn't know I was getting was a guy with athleticism and speed that can play in the SEC. He's transformed his body. I'm excited about Keenan Peely. You kind of touched on him earlier, man. I think he's going to be a nice addition right beside, Aaron Beasley.
I think it could realistically be the biggest addition on defense. Obviously on offense, you got Thornton, who most people are going to say would be our biggest addition on offense to replace what we lost. But yeah, Peely, when I first heard about this guy, I'm thinking, are you kidding me? We're getting a guy from BYU. What does he know about SEC football? Well, apparently quite a bit. And I think some people are going to find out this year exactly what he knows about playing in this league, playing big boy football. Not that they don't play big boy football out the West.
They don't.
But this is big boy football. And we're going to find out probably Saturday what Peely's capable of doing. I hope we do. Anyway, I hope he wreaks havoc. And there you go.
I'm fired up, boys. We just hit 407 people in the chat. 407 people on a Monday night show a week before the season starts. 2 years ago, this was never possible. We didn't have 400 people watching post-game shows. I like right before we went live, I was talking to my wife and I was like, what's the goal? I said 300 to 500. That's my goal. We're at 407. Smash the thumbs up. Share out the link. Let somebody know we're live. Let's get this damn thing to 500 people. Let's get it to 500 people on a random Monday night for the Tennessee Trinity. We're taking over, boys. I said it last night. We are the voice of the voiceless. Guys like us, guys like me, guys like BVD, guys like Sports Talk Jay. BVD, you said it in your video you made earlier today. You want to be a Tennessee sports broadcaster, get a stupid microphone, get a camera, put it in your face and start talking. And you can take over. This is the future. Like I love the guys at VolQuest. I love the guys at 247 Sports. That's not the future. The future is this: for the fans, by the fans. The blue collar guys out there grinding. That's where it's at, man. And the three of us, I feel like we are the Tennessee Trinity. I threw that name out there. Maybe it was BVD. I don't remember who threw it out there first. We're freaking taking over, man. Go sub BVD. Go sub Sports Talk Jay. Go sub to Talkin VAWLS Network. If it's your first time here, we are taking over. It's the little guy. It's the little guy that is threatening the major corporations. That's why 247 Sports hit me with a copyright strike. They don't like the fact that we can come in with a microphone and take over. So make sure you guys are subbing to all three of us. Show that support. Let me get caught up on Super Chats, and then I want to take a look at the depth chart that came out earlier today. Wade Rouse for $5. Wade Rouse has the Talkin VAWLS Network tattooed on his arm. Shout out, Wade.
Wow.
Which
That's
y'all
impressive.
that Big Joe Milton would be the first TD on a little zone read. Go Vols. I'm so ready I could run through a brick wall right now. I've got a new what's it called? Tradition, I guess. Before I go live, I put on the hype video that I've made my damn self. Yeah, I'm a mark for myself. But it's the journey and it's the Stranger Things crossover music. And I'm ready to freaking rip somebody's head off before I go live. But I also had 4 rock stars and a large iced coffee today. So I'm a heart attack in waiting, man. I'm ready to talk Tennessee football all day, every day. Kalen's in the house. What's up, Kalen, for $5? Y'all making me feel bad about trying to sneak in here without paying. That's right. Pay the man. You got to pay the man when you come in through the front door. Shout out, Kalen. Appreciate the support. Wesley Page for $2. Go Vols. So happy football's back. Highlight the day. Appreciate that. Super chat, brother. Evan counts for $5. Cooper is super important. Needs to stay healthy. What do you guys think about Cooper? Going into game one, I don't think he's going to play. And again, dude, we're 35 minutes into this. We've not talked about anything we said we're going to talk about, but I love it. I love letting the chat drive the show. But Jay, what I've heard is a sports hernia. They're saying he may be back for week one. I don't see it. I think it's more likely Florida. Some people saying it could be more serious. How important do you think Cooper is? When do you think he's back?
I can't believe I didn't say Cooper when we talked about the most important guy besides Milton. That should have been the obvious answer.
He's the anchor.
Yeah, that I should have said Cooper. I don't know why I didn't think of it. But no, I don't think he'll play week one because he's not needed in week one. We might. I don't even know if we'll see him week 2.
But do you think, not to cut you off, but do you want to go into Florida with Cooper Mays not taking any contact? Or do you want to get him out there and let him get hit a couple of times?
Yeah, that's why I'm saying you might see him some in that second game, or he might just be at practice getting hit up on some. They're going to be real careful with him. You don't want him getting hurt in that first game or two when he's not critical. It's tough, you know. And the other thing is, you need those backups to get that play. You got to get your backups in there.
You want to read that, Jay?
Oh, wow.
I'll let that go. I had to put you on blast, brother. I had to put you on blast. What do you think, BVD? What do you think about Cooper contact? When do you think he's back?
Well, obviously, there's only one person on the team that touches the ball more than the quarterback, and that's the center. And I feel like he needs some contact before the Florida game, because what the center is going to face against Virginia, and then what is it, UT Martin or Austin Peay?
Austin Peay.
What he would see in those 2 games ain't nothing like what he's going to encounter down in the swamp. I don't care how bad Florida's supposed to be this year, and if you listen to most of the fan bases across the country, they're going to be 4-8 this year. I'm not buying that for a second. There's going to be some helmet slapping going on down in Gainesville in our 3rd game, and I think Cooper probably needs to take a little bit of contact before that game. Just my humble opinion.
I agree with you, and it's something that I was kind of praising Jabari Small for, right? Because, you know, he saw what Jalen Wright went through last year, and he was banged up, didn't take contact, then he struggled protecting the football. And Jabari Small said, I don't want that to happen to me. You know, I need contact. You need to hit me. And we were talking this morning about tackling. How do you get better at tackling? You tackle people. It's a contact sport, but you're trying to figure out how to protect your players, right? Not get injured, not get banged up. There was the year or 2 that Butch Jones said, we don't tackle in practice. That was a nightmare, like an absolute disaster. You have to have contact in practice. Let me run through a couple of more super chats here. Negaval for 2. How many TDs does Joe have by week 3? I'm going to say 4, 8, and 2. I'm going to say 10. I'm going to say 4 week 1, 4 week 2, 2 against Florida. That gives me 10. BVD?
Oh, wow. I'll take the over-under on that, and I'll go with the under, and I'll say 9. We'll put the over-under at 10.
I'm going with 11. 4, 4, and 3.
That would be great. That would be great.
That's a 3-0 start, right?
Oh, yeah.
3-0 start, and that's a good-looking quarterback.
Oh my gosh, I don't even know if we're going to talk about the freaking depth chart. I love it, man. I love this show. The chat is driving the show. You put 3 YouTubers together, it's so easy to, man, we could go 2 hours. We could go 3 hours, but even wanting more. We're going to do an hour. We're going to do an hour every week on this channel, BVD's channel, Sports Talk Jay's channel. Nicholas for 2. If we lose a game, who is our first loss? Thoughts? Florida. If you're saying if Florida, that's a huge game, boys. That is a huge game. That Florida game, if they lose a game, Florida's crucial, man. Florida's crucial. But if I had to pick one and I looked at the schedule, probably going to Alabama. Alabama's before
Georgia. After the first 2 games before we answer that.
It's the Florida game. That Florida game is so critical. Winning that last year was monstrous for us.
Yeah, and we had to hang on to do it.
I know. It's because it's Florida.
I know. Graham Mertz, I'm telling you, he's going to look like a Heisman contender.
He will throw for 300 yards. You can just count on it. It'll be his only 300-yard game of the whole dadgum year, and it'll be against us.
How important is that, man?
I'm going with A&M.
That's another one. That's okay. Okay, oh, man. Sometimes I think I'm good at YouTube, and sometimes I think I struggle at YouTube, and I don't know how to take the show. We got 450 people watching. We're 50 people away from my target. Let's get 500 people in here. Smash the thumbs up. Share the link out. If you're on Twitter, go to Talkin VAWLS on Twitter and share out that we're live right now. Let's get this thing to 500.
A real quick question, Boogie.
Do it, bro.
How have we got 450 people in here and only 172 likes? That just don't compute.
I think everybody knows I'm a big good fan. I love YouTube golf. Jay, I don't know that you like it. I think you probably like PGA more than YouTube golf. They're young guys. They do like creative golf content on YouTube. I love it. But
I've seen them. Absolutely.
So I'm subscribed on my phone, right? Like I'm subscribed on my phone. I'm subscribed to you guys on my phone. But a lot of times when I'm sitting here working, I pull it up on my TV on the Roku, and I don't have like my profile signed in. So I'll just pull up Good. I'll pull up one of your videos. I'll pull up VolQuest 247. I'll pull up something and watch it. So I can't hit the thumbs up because I'm not signed in. And I know a lot of people in the chat watch the show on their TVs, and I wonder if that's the same deal.
It is.
So my wife's always like, you beg people to smash the thumbs up. Are you hitting the thumbs up for Good? I'm like, no, they got 1 million subscribers. Like they got plenty of money. They don't need my thumbs up. I'm begging. Please hit the thumbs up. It does help the channel. It does play the algorithm. God, we don't need to go down that road. We talk about all this crap off air, the things to build a YouTube empire. Smoky Mountain Serps for 5. What people forget about us Mormon boys is by the time we play college ball, we are already grown men. That's Keenan Peely, right? Like he went on the mission. Dude's like 37 years old. Like he's got 14 kids, a wife, maybe 6 wives. I don't know. He's a grown man, and I'm excited about his leadership. Smoky Mountain Serps for another 2. Says BVD, those Mormon boys put the smackdown on Tennessee. What are you, a BYU fan? Smoky Mountain Serps is a long-time listener. Why is he doing this? BVD, why is he doing this?
I don't know. He must still be hungover from that that BYU smackdown that he's referring to. That those are painful days ago. Come on, Smoky Mountain Serps.
I know he's a Tennessee
Cut us a
fan.
break, bro.
He's here all the time. So I don't know why we're having this conversation. Adam Cook for 5 without knowing the score. Would you rather have 300 yards rushing or 300 yards passing versus Virginia? I don't care. Toss up. Give me either one. Either one is a victory. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
By half.
I don't care. Give me either one and I'll be happy. Wayne's in the house. What's up, Wayne? $5 super chat late, but made it. Go Vols. He's dropping that door fee. Appreciate it, Wayne. Always supportive. Jamie Roberts for 2. Make the call, fellas. Who scores our first TD? Oh man, people are coming in late. We already had that conversation. Rewind. Hit that rewind button. Go back and give it a listen. All right. Can we get to the top? We're 45 minutes in. It's time to start the show. Let's talk about the topic at hand, and that is the depth chart that came out today. I'm going to go to VolQuest because VolQuest has this up for free. Tennessee releases official depth chart for opener against Virginia. So, it's kind of comical. Somebody messaged me on Facebook and said, Boogie, what do you think? Have you seen the depth chart? What are your thoughts? And I was like, let me guess. I've not seen it yet because I've been busy all day working, but I'm assuming it's a whole lot of oars. That's what Josh Heupel likes to do. We're going to go group by group. We're going to break it down. We're going to talk about it. We're going to start with the quarterbacks, Tennessee depth chart, Joe Milton at the top, Nico, Gaston Moore, Navy Schuler. Let's talk a little Nico. Let's talk a little Nico BVD. What do you think going into year 3 of the Josh Heupel era? Nico taking the snaps. It's Nico's team. He's the leader. Do you have confidence in Joe Milton going into this year?
I do. I argue with one of my cousins all the time on Joe Milton. He's convinced that he doesn't get past week 3. I've got to think, and look, I know he struggled at Michigan and he struggled his first year here and all that, but look, the guy learned under one of the best quarterbacks we've seen at this university in some time, Hendon Hooker. I've got to feel like he learned something, and the Clemson and the Vandy game kind of proved that to me. He at 0 interceptions so far?
Yeah,
0?
Not thrown a pick at Tennessee. Has not thrown a pick all fall camp.
We know it's coming. We know he's going to throw that first pick.
Sure.
But, I mean, I wouldn't you rather see him overthrow a receiver by 5 yards than underthrow it and get picked? I would. I mean, that's just my personal thought on it. I think we're going to see Nico this year, obviously. Even if Joe Milton has a Hendon Hooker type season, I think we still see Nico several times this year. I think we need to. The only one of those guys I don't want to see taking snaps ever this year, unless it's a 60-0 game, is Navy Schuler, because that means bad things have happened and the season has been a disaster, and we don't need any more of those here. See last 15 years for disaster.
What do you think, Jay? What do you think about quarterback and Joe Milton? I've been spinning this narrative. Are we getting Bowling Green Joe, or are we getting Orange Bowl Joe?
I can tell you this much. If I'm Joe Milton, I'm becoming a dual threat quarterback, because that's what the NFL will pay big, big money for. You've seen that over the last few years with Philadelphia, Kansas City, and they just picked up Anthony Richardson for India. Was it Indianapolis? Was it Indianapolis that picked him up in the 4th pick?
I don't remember. I know he was an early draft pick.
They want dual threat guys with big arms. Well, he's got the big arm, and he's a freak athlete, so he can run. He's fast. I saw him do his little reverse flip thing. If you can do that, you can do about anything athletically. If he will run the ball this year, I don't expect him to be Hendon Hooker, but if he will scare the defense with his legs, he will be twice as effective, and he will go in the first round, and he will sign a $20-25 million deal.
Does this offense not depend on the quarterback running the ball quite a bit? I mean, one of you correct me if I'm wrong.
It's a huge factor. It's a big factor.
I think it helps having a guy like Hendon, having a guy like Nico. You know, people can say what they want about the George McIntyre and Deuce Knight debate. We did a live stream on that. Go back and watch it. It was a live film breakdown. Who would you rather have, George McIntyre or Deuce Knight? And it's like McIntyre's an in-state kid, right? Like, and he's got $1 million arm. Give me Deuce Knight. I think I'm with you, BVD. I think a dual threat guy adds more to this off, not just this offense, every offense. Like, look what Hendon Hooker did last year. You know, like, look at the Alabama game, like just the way he escaped pressure and made something out of nothing. Go back to Josh Dobbs, right? Under Butch Jones. Josh Dobbs saved Butch Jones' job for multiple years because the way he could escape pressure, make things happen with his legs. That's an extra player on the field. You're playing 12 versus 11 when you got a mobile quarterback. I think it's huge, man.
Facts.
We can go down to running backs. I don't think we need to talk too much about it because it's going to be whoever has the hot hand, and that's what I love. Jabari Small, Jalen Wright, Dylan Sampson. But here we're already starting right here. Jabari Small or Jalen Wright. You got Dylan Sampson, Cam Seldon mentioned there. Jabari Small is going to take the first snap, I think. Jalen Wright's going to lead this team in rushing. Agree or disagree, Jay?
I completely agree with that. I think Jalen Wright's going to lead. We are so loaded at running back. I love this running back room. They're all interchangeable. They're all really, really good. Cam Seldon might be the most talented. He's a freshman, though. But these three guys up here are outstanding running backs. I'm very happy with our running back room.
we saw last year, Jay and Boogie, that being a freshman really has nothing to do with it. What's the kid's name from Ole Miss that was a freshman last year that just
Oh yeah, but you've
shredded it?
you've got to be able to pick up those blitzing linebackers and stuff.
That's the
You've got
most
to
important
understand.
part.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's what kept Dylan Sampson on the bench.
Yep. And he's
He
gotten
got-
better at it, and that excites me. That excites
Yeah,
me.
he got Hendon rocked at LSU. And I saw that and I was like, oh my gosh.
If you
we're
could
done.
take one guy out of these four, who do you guys take out?
Jabari Small, sadly. Get him off the team. If I had to take one off the team,
No. Just remove him from the 4 deep and
Jabari
call him
Small.
back.
Give me
Yeah.
Jalen Wright all day, every day. Give me Dylan Sampson as running back number 2, and give me Cam Selton for his versatility. But I love Jabari Small. I think
Yeah.
he works hard. I think he's a good running back. I don't know that he can stay healthy. That's why I would say that. What about you, Jay?
I like them all. I really do. And I just love that we're so loaded. I think that's going to, because running back's very important in this offense. And to have 3 guys ready to go and a 4th in the stable is just, we got 4 horses is what we got, and they can all run like the wind. I'm thrilled with, and the wide receiver and running back, man, we're just loaded.
Is this breakfast time, Boogie? Did I miss something? I mean, Jay's serving up the waffles today. Can't make up his mind between receivers to score the first touchdown. Now he likes all our wide receivers. I love you, Jay, man. You are, to me, you are the true ultimate Tennessee Volunteers optimist. I love that.
I love it when I got attacked. Jay's like, "What the heck? I'm the sunshine bumper, not Boogie." Like, but it's just funny.
I'm definitely more sunshine than Boogie. I mean, I couldn't believe that. I was like, man, but I believe it. I mean, I can see it. I saw it in 2021. I saw that offense and I was like, this is revolutionary, people. This is unbelievable. That's one of my favorite years of all time of college football was 2021. It was worst to first, like Atlanta Braves. It was just like that for me because I knew we were going to be great eventually. And then it just happened early. It happened last year.
You just forgot to tell us, right? You just forgot to let us know.
I wasn't a YouTuber. I told my brothers, I wore them out. I was like, sign this guy long term. And
isn't it funny? Like when Heupel was hired, it's like it's going to take 6-7 years, and then it's like winning 7 games was such a huge deal, like huge. That's overachieving in year 1, and then year 2 you go win 11. That's why I made the video earlier today saying why not us? Why not now? Because like if I thought they were going to win 8 last year and they won 11, now I'm saying 9. Let's just freaking go to the national championship. Like why? Why not us? Why not now? I'm with you, Jay. This is our guy. This is our guy. Let me catch up on Super Chats. Brody Bailey becomes a member of the channel. Shout out, Brody. Brody, appreciate that. You members of the channel, every Sunday night, 7 o'clock. Also, don't forget, coming up on Saturday, tailgate show, fan call-in show, every game day, an hour before kickoff. The members of the channel, you guys have an opportunity to come on and hang out. Crack open a beer, pull up a chair. Let's talk Tennessee football. The members of the channel get a chance to do that every Sunday night at 7 p.m. and also every Saturday an hour before kickoff. So thank you, Brody, for becoming a member. Robert Stanfield also becomes a member of the channel. Man, we got a long way to go. We're 16 away. Can 16 people join the channel in the last 10 minutes? I don't know. We will see, but thank you, Robert, for the support. Scott Bennett for a $5 super chat says Florida curse all because of the jackass from Science Hill. I don't even acknowledge that Steve Spurrier is from Science Hill. I don't talk about that, but thank you, Scott, for the super chat. Brody Bailey for $2. Showtime orange emoji. Thank you, Brody, for that. Let's scroll down a little bit more through the depth chart here. We're almost to the final hour. I said we're going to do an hour. It took us 45 minutes to start the show. I love it. This is what I'm here for. Wide receiver, you got Brew McCoy, Squirrel White, or Dante Thornton. You got Ramel Keaton. What do you guys think? We know this coaching staff wants to play 3, but they got 4 really good receivers, BVD. How do they handle that? Do you think it's a rotation series to series? Do you think they maybe go 4 wide? I know the tight ends are a big part of this offense. What do you think about having Brew McCoy, Squirrel White, Dante Thornton, and Ramel Keaton all in this offense? How do you feed them the rock?
I think why can't we have them all 4 on the field at the same time?
Find a way to
Figure out
do it,
to
right?
do it. Yep, exactly. Figure out a way to get it done. And I think Josh Heupel's just the guy to maybe do that. I mean, you got touchdowns all over the place right there. I'm not the least bit worried about what we lost last year. I don't know about you guys, but I mean,
Not a bit. Other than
I
Hendon,
knew.
I'm a little worried about Hendon.
No, I'm talking about in a wide receiver room. I
Not
was
worried at all.
Even concerned about that when it happened. So why not another Bolitnikoff Award winner?
Let's go. I'm in. What do you think, Jay?
I'm just more concerned about the defensive coordinators are going to have to go up against that. They are going to have very sleepless nights. They're going to be pulling their hair out. They're going to be screaming bloody murder during the game. And that's not a stoppable offense. It's not with those weapons. They've got weapons everywhere. It's crazy. It's crazy how good this offense can be. I don't know how you stop it. I don't have a clue how you stop this offense. You better have all 5 stars. You better do like Georgia and have a bunch of 5 stars and have 90,000 people screaming their head off so Joe and the offensive line cannot hear the cadence. Otherwise,
That's
you're
one
not
way of
gonna
doing
stop
it.
I
them.
think
That's
that
how you stop them.
that's the only way to stop it. And, Georgia has that, right? They've got 5 stars all across the defensive line and at linebacker. And that's why Tennessee's got to continue to close the gap. They got to continue to recruit. That's why I think 2023 is very important. I think you got to go win 9 games at least so you can kind of continue that momentum on the recruiting trail and continue to close that gap. Stewart Exteriors LLC becomes a member of the channel. That gets us to what? Where are we? Let's see here. 15 new members
15.
away. We get 15 members. I'm going to give away a free t-shirt. Stewart Exteriors LLC. We'll do a little sponsorship. Hit up your boy Boogie. Send me an email. I got something for you. I love supporting local businesses. If you have a local business, you want to advertise on the Talkin VAWLS network, I'm gonna cut you probably a 50% deal compared to what I try to charge the big time people. Like, full transparency, some big time corporations came at me and they said, well, this is what your average views are. I'm going to do this. This is what we're offering you. And I said, this is my price. Take it or leave it. And they stopped responding because I'm not selling out to the big dog. I'm not selling out to the major corporations. You're not going to come take over my post-game show based on averages and views in July. That's not happening. But local businesses, I would love to represent you guys. So hit up your boy Boogie. Gary Hayes becomes a member of the channel. Shout out, Gary. Appreciate that. That puts us at 14 members away from giving away a free shirt. Let's roll on down here. Let's talk a little bit about the offensive line. I don't want to talk too much about tight ends. We know it's going to be Jacob Warren, McCallan Castles. Ethan Davis is going to be a guy that we got to lean on. But you look at the offensive line, left tackle, John Campbell Jr. or Gerald Mincy. It's going to be Campbell. Like, everything that I've heard is that Gerald Mincy was so set on playing left tackle. I don't know that he's buying in. He didn't want to play right tackle, which is stupid to me. Why not play right tackle and probably be the starter? Like, he won out over J.J. Crawford. It is what it is. Left guard, look at this one. Andrej Carrick or Jackson Lampley or Ollie Lane. Center, we know Cooper Mays ain't playing. That's comical to me. It's going to be Ollie Lane at center, and that's why, you look at left guard, and you got to look, Jay, I'm going to throw this one to you. You got to look at the depth on the offensive line. If Andrej Carrick goes down, do you slide Ollie Lane over and then Dane Davis is at center? And the good thing is Ollie Lane, Dane Davis, they played some, in-game reps for Tennessee on the offensive line. They're experienced, they're upperclassmen. But I don't know that that's what you want. Javonte Spraggins, I think it's going to be solid. J.J. Crawford locking down that right tackle position. Jay, what do you think about depth and this offensive line? A lot of people call it a concern. Are you worried going into Virginia?
I would be worried if we had a conventional offense. I'd be definitely worried. I'm not worried with this offense because it spreads the defense out so much that typically they're just dealing with 6 guys up front that are going to, have to be blocked or dealt with. You normally don't have 8 up there the way you do with a regular defense. So I feel better about our offense. Plus, we get rid of the ball so quickly. It's not like they've got to sit there and protect the quarterback for multiple seconds. A lot of our plays are just boom. I mean, he turns and he throws that ball out there to the sideline real quick, and it becomes kind of a running play. And we can do that a lot with our offensive line, and that takes a lot of pressure off them. Then once we've gotten those first downs, those defensive interior linemen, they're no good after 3 plays. They can maybe go a 4th play, but after that, they're gassed. So they're not going to be able to push us around. And then they can't substitute because we're still go, 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 go unless they want to give a timeout. So I'm much less concerned about our offensive line because of our offensive scheme than I would be in a normal offense.
What about you, BVD? What do you think about this offensive line?
If you just take away all the names, I'm looking at this depth chart. If you take away all the names and just put down, just look 6'6", 320, 6'6", 337, 6'6", 310, all the way down the road. This looks like a great NFL offensive line, but it's exactly like Jay just said. You don't have to have the conventional type offensive line in this system. I think, you need, I'm not going to say shorter, skinnier offensive linemen, but you need offensive linemen in this offense that are more physically fit and able to run constantly, because that's what this offense does. It's of course, we all know it's predicated on the run. I know a lot of other fan bases don't want to see that or believe it, but it is. And we need offensive linemen that can run and run downfield and block downfield. And because it's like he said, you're not asking these guys to block for 5 or 6 seconds to keep the quarterback from getting killed.
Another new member of the channel, Dakota Calfee, becomes a member. Thank you, Dakota. We appreciate that support. That gets us to 13. We're about to wrap up the show, so a lot of new members need to come in, but we appreciate the support. It's all good one way or another. You, BVD, you mentioned the size and the weight, but you also look at redshirt senior, redshirt junior, redshirt senior, redshirt senior, senior, redshirt senior, redshirt senior. These guys, another senior, redshirt senior, the 2 deep full of upperclassmen, right? Like redshirt senior. These are guys with experience, and you got to be able to rely on them. And that's what I like about Ollie Lane. Like, obviously we would rather have Cooper Mays, right? We want Cooper out there. He's the anchor. He's the leader of this offensive line. But Ollie Lane's got a lot of experience. He's been in this offense. He knows the communication. He knows what he's got to do. He knows the speed, the tempo, how to go fast. So we'll see. I think we need Cooper back by the Florida game. Let's take a look at the defense. Leo, Roman Harrison, number 2, James Pierce, or Joshua Josephs. I think Josephs is right behind Roman Harrison. Defensive tackle, Omari Thomas and Omar Norman Lott. Defensive end, Tyler Barron or Dominic Bailey. For me, I think it's going to be Roman Harrison. I think it's going to be Omari Thomas, Omar Norman Lott, Tyler Barron. But Jay, what Rodney Garner wants to do. He's going to play 10 guys on this defensive line. What do you think about the depth? I worry about losing DeJoun Terry, and I also worry about Elijah Simmons being banged up. That's going to hurt this defensive line unit as far as depth and rolling through the 2 deep. Like ultimately you want a 2 deep to be, if player number 2 comes in, you don't skip a beat, right? Those guys are just as good as the ones. But with some of the injuries, some of the guys that have transferred out, what do you think about this defensive line?
The Elijah Simmons ones bothers me because I think he's a special player that was, this is his year to really show out. So I'm hoping he gets back in the lineup fairly soon. The defensive line, for the most part, has been such a huge improvement that it's been kind of dramatic. Now, we haven't put quite as enough pressure on the quarterback like I'd like to see, but we have stopped that run beautifully. And that was the big difference between 2021 and 2022 is they could not run on us like they did in 21. Kentucky had a field day with us running. They couldn't do anything last year, not a thing. And we were very good against the run. But my only concern is really the defensive backfield. I feel great about our linebackers. I think we're going to be strong there. It's whether that defensive backfield can, show up and get mad like they did against Vanderbilt and like they did against Clemson. Get mad, because that's what everybody's pointing at, that you're the problem and you need to solve it. And there's enough guys there to do it.
Come on, BVD, go. You've been YouTube long enough. I'm sitting in silence.
Waiting on the official go. Look, the obvious problem in recent years with us has been 2 deep. I still think we're a long ways away from being anything even remotely like the Georgias and the Alabamas on the defensive line. It pains me to say that because I know what we used to have in the 90s and the early 2000s. Recruiting. We got to get the big boys in here on the offense and the defensive line. And there's several former players that will tell you national championships are built on the defensive line, and I believe that 100% and wholeheartedly. And I think we're getting there. It doesn't hurt that you got an offense that scores over 40 points a game, but if you don't have a defense that can keep the other team from scoring 30 points a game, then that doesn't matter. See South Carolina debacle for that. But I think we'll get there. We'll get there with the depth. We're already better than we were last year, way better than we were in 2021. So we're getting there. Just give us a little time. That's all.
We're going to wrap up the depth chart here in just a little bit. We're already in overtime. I said if we go an hour and 15, that's good. The goal is an hour. Number one, Negaval for 2, UT 35, Florida 10. What's your prediction? I think Utah wins that game. You guys don't have to give a score. What do you think? Utah, who are you taking, Utah or Florida, Jay?
Oh, I want Utah to win, but I'm concerned about that quarterback situation if they wind up with a third-string quarterback, but it's at Salt Lake City. I'm going to lean towards Utah because I'm not comfortable that Florida's got an offense that can score without Anthony Richardson putting on his Superman cape and running all over the place and scaring the defense half to death. So I'm going to pick Utah, but I would feel a lot better if they had their first-string quarterback.
What do you think, BVD?
Exactly the same about the quarterback situation. I saw what Rising was capable of doing last year against Florida. I think just the fact that the game is out there, there's a lot of variables out there that Florida doesn't have the advantage of when they're at home. So I'm going to say Utah 24-10.
I'm going to shill for myself. If you guys want to do a live stream Thursday night, somebody drop a $50 super chat because right now I'm leaning away from it. Like I'm streaming so much going into Thursday. Thursday's an off night. You guys want a Thursday night stream, Florida and Utah? Maybe I get these two clowns to come on. I don't know. Maybe I'll make them work for 4 hours. I don't know. We'll see.
I'll be on already Thursday, so
What are you doing? A regular show on Thursday?
Yeah, regular show on Thursday.
Maybe I should.
I mean, it'll probably be a Florida Utah show that night. But who knows, man? There'll be so many people streaming Thursday night.
I'll watch it, but I really don't want to stream it. But if the people demand it, I'll do it. Jeff Puckett for 5. Thank you for the super chat. What happened with Addison Nichols? Nowhere on the depth chart. They were so high on him before. He's young, man. You got to realize how young Addison Nichols is. He played a lot of center throughout camp. You just give him time, man. That's why you want to add depth, right? Like I just said, when you looked at the depth chart, and we're going to go right back to it, there's so many upperclassmen on that offensive line, right? So many guys that have played legitimate SEC football. So I think that's what's going on with Addison Nichols. He just needs to continue to get better. You look at linebacker, Aaron Beasley, Keenan Peely, going to be your ones. Caleb Perry or Arian Carter is not going to happen. It's going to be Arian Carter and Elijah Herring. Jeremiah Thielander had a great fall camp. He's a dude you continue to hear about, Jay. What do you think about the young linebackers? What do you think about the depth there, man? I think, I've talked about it to death, but Eric Ainge said watching practice beginning to end, not just routes on air, not just stretching, he has seen the full practice, says this linebacker unit's the best group on the team. What do you think about the depth?
I'm really excited about the linebacker crew. And I like the fact that, we had linebackers last year that were talented, but they were problematic in the locker room. I don't think we
seeing that play out now, right?
Exactly. Exactly. Well, we don't have any of that now. I think we've got the opposite at linebacker, and these guys are talented. Some of them are young, but they're good dudes. I've watched them in their interviews. They're just so focused. They're articulate. These guys got a 3.15 GPA last quarter. I can tell you, having been over and lived at Gibbs Hall, the football team wasn't even close to that. And I mean, they're so focused. It's like a job over there, man. They're just getting it done. They're not partying. They're not getting into trouble. And I mean, I knock on wood, but I think they're going to have a really good, solid year. And they've got great leadership in that locker room.
Let me roll on down because I want to wrap up the stream because we're getting late. You look at the defensive backs, Tamari McDonald, Brandon Turnage penciled in at the star, Kamal Haddon or Warren Burrell, Danico Slaughter or Gabe Judy Lolly. I think you're going to see Kamal Haddon and Slaughter have ultimately won over those positions. The star is going to be interesting because we've also seen Warren Burrell at the star position. BVD, you think this secondary, because it's been my narrative, I think they can improve going into year 3.
They have to improve. I mean, it was the weakness on the team last year, if you ask me. And a couple of games, well, like, we can bash on last year's secondary all we want. They have to improve if we're going to touch last year's success, in my opinion. I don't understand what a star is and all that stuff as much football as I watch. I don't understand some of the terminology. Maybe I need to watch more of the, Coach Jay breaking things down.
Star is basically your nickel back. He's your 5th defensive back. He's going to play on the inside, almost like an outside linebacker, but he's a defensive
Then the
back.
star needs to be the star, Boogie. That's
He
all
is
there
the star. Let's go back to Theo Jackson. Like the star is almost the highlight of the defense in under Tim Banks. And that's what we saw Theo Jackson do. We saw Brandon Turnage have success when Theo Jackson was out. So I think that can be kind of a highlight for this defense.
We got rid of one Banks. We kept one Banks. I think we got rid of the right one and we got rid of the right one and kept the right one. So you guys can figure out what I'm talking about there. Jay brought it up with the locker room stuff.
Yeah. We are almost an hour and 15 minutes into this thing. I knew this was going to be a cakewalk. I had so much prepared. I was going to do the Heupel press conference. We don't need Josh Heupel because this is the Tennessee Trinity. You guys know what it is. Make sure you go subscribe. Go to Big Vol Daddy on YouTube. Give him a sub. Go to Sports Talk Jay on YouTube. Give them a sub. You guys are already here on the Talkin VAWLS Network. I would imagine you are subscribed. We're going to continue this crossover all year long. We're gonna not Wednesday. We're doing a special Monday night show because I had things going on Wednesday, but the Wednesday after the Virginia game, we're going to be on Sports Talk Jay's channel, 12 o'clock, noon, lunchtime live on Sports Talk Jay's channel. Same thing you just saw here, and then the following Wednesday on BVD's channel. Then we'll rotate back here. We will let you guys know. We're going to try to post the links on all of our channels on social media, all that jazz, so you guys know where we're going to be, where you can get in to fit in. But I also got to do some plugs and chills. I need you guys to go pick up the merch. Go to bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. What better shirt do you want when Tennessee takes on Georgia than a shirt that says BVD? When you look at this shirt, let me pull it up on the screen there. What would you say? How would you pronounce that? How would you pronounce that shirt?
I would say Fugga, just because of what the first letter represents, and we all know that the last 3 letters represent ugly. So, kind of like the old word fugly that we used to use as kids. I like Fugga.
See, we used to say Fuga. It was me and Snake, and it was before a shirt was the thing. We just said Fuga. What about you, Jay? How would you pronounce that shirt? How would you sell this shirt? What does that mean to you?
I think it sounds better, Fugga, but I would have said Fuga.
But you know what I want to do? I just want to read the letters to you. I would say F-U-G-A. That's how I would read it. I'll just spell it to you. F-U-G-A. You want to go watch Tennessee and Georgia? What better shirt than F-U-G-A? You can also go check out, we got a Gator Hater shirt. We got a clean TriStar shirt. Buck Fama. Who doesn't want to wear a Buck Fama shirt? Sometimes we get political around here. There's only one vote in 2024. I'm wearing it now. Boogie Dauber. That's the vote for 2024. And, I get it. You don't want to wear a Buck Fama shirt. You don't want to wear an FUGA shirt. We've also got Beat Bama, Beat Georgia, Beat Florida. We got some clean shirts for all you guys out there that don't want to rep the dirty stuff. You guys maybe do it. But bonfire.com.
Is that really a mustard bottle, Boogie? Is that really a mustard bottle back there that I just saw?
Yes. You want a mustard shirt? They demanded it.
So that's a Lane Kiffin shirt.
Yeah.
You need to have Lane Kiffin, a little picture of Lane Kiffin up in the left-hand chest.
Why would you not?
You might as well put a golf ball on there then.
Yeah.
That is a French mustard bottle, completely stolen, but it says at the bottom, it's 100% guaranteed for the fans by the fans. That's the promise on the bottom of the mustard bottle. But again, go to bonfire.com/store/talking balls. Get in where you fit in. The way you guys pick up the merch, we appreciate it. You can go on Twitter, tag me up at Boogie Bentley. Let me know when you pick up merch. I love seeing you guys repping the Talkin VAWLS merch. We're on that membership drive. Make sure you guys join the channel. Fan call-in shows every Sunday night at 7, also every Saturday. We're going to be going live at 11 a.m. on Saturday doing a tailgate show, and it's the same thing as the fan call-in show. It's laid back. It's relaxed. You guys run the show. What do you guys got coming up? What are you planning this fall on your channel, BVD?
Well, you know about the Josh Heupel interviews. You and I have talked about that.
Breaking.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. Look, if I could do a video every day like I did today in here, I would do it. And it's just because of living quarters right now. Not making excuses, it's just a fact. This used to be my place, my studio, my home away from home, so to speak. But because of recent events, I had to move a cousin in here. And so it's like I told you earlier, I'm not trying to wake a guy up that works every day to come in here and do a video. So we got the live shows 3 days a week, Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. So just hit me up with a sub and always be on the lookout because we're gonna try and ramp it up this football season.
Ron the Don drops a $10 super chat. Says, okay, I'm late, but I made it. GBO Dorothy paid and a little extra for BVD. Good to see him. You too, Jay. Thank you for the super chat, Ron the Don. We appreciate that, brother. Sports Talk Jay, go give him a sub as well. What do you got going on, Jay? What are you doing over there in your neck of the woods?
I don't know. Honestly.
Bull, you are the most YouTube savvy out of the three of us. You know what you're doing.
No, I really don't. I really don't.
How can you not know when we know exactly what you're doing?
No, y'all know. I just get up every day and I'm thinking, what do I want to do that would be fun, entertaining, something along those lines. So that's pretty much, and I'm always adding something that, and some of it works, some of it's just awful. And I don't know. I'm just kind of figuring it out. I'm a lot further along than I was 6 months ago. 6 months ago, I was just sort of everywhere with it, but I don't know. I'll figure it out this year. I think I'll get a better feel for where I'm headed this year for sure. So, all
right,
that's not a very good. I know that's a crappy answer.
Well, come on, Jay. What are you doing, bro? You had a chance to promote yourself, put yourself over as a superstar. I'll do it. You're a superstar, bro. You have taken over by storm, man. To blow up like you've blown up. You're doing things right. Like we all three of us talk off air all the time. We talk YouTube analytics. What should we do? Like Jay had a video bomb the other day, and since he's like, man, I screwed up. This video crashed, and it's like I can sympathize with that. I'm like, man, I put out bangers and nobody watches them. You put out a horrible video and it blows up. It's like I can't win for losing. But look, we're all three on the grind. For the fans, by the fans. That's my motto. That fits into these guys too. They are regular dudes just like you guys. That's the whole point. Like BVD said in this video earlier today, grab a microphone, grab a camera, and you're all of a sudden a Tennessee sports journalist. We are taking over the mainstream media. They don't like it. That's why they are copying what we do, because they are threatened by guys like us. But you guys, the blue collar audience, sees that. And you ride with us, and we appreciate that support. But that's going to do it up for the first Tennessee Trinity crossover. Not Wednesday, but next Wednesday. The Wednesday after the Virginia game will be on Sports Talk. Jay's channel will be doing another hour, hopefully celebrating and having some fun talking Tennessee football. But for BVD, for Sports Talk Jay, my name is Boogie Bentley. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. Go Big Orange.
That we charge.